the chapter 1. In this chapter, we are going to learn what's the procedures to value a firm, or what's the procedures to analyze financial statements. We follow the 6-step process. There are 6 interrelated steps in financial statement analysis. They have the logical relation. Before we start from step 1, let's think about step 6, the value of the firm, which is the outcome of financial statement analysis. This is also the goal of financial statement analysis, to value the firm. If we consider a firm is an asset, so we want to know the value of the asset. We learn from the finance literature that the value of an asset is determined by the payoffs of the asset. So the firm's payoff can be assessed from 3 variables. One is dividend, free cash flows, and the residual earnings or earnings incomes. So we can value a firm just from its performance, its payoffs. To know the payoffs, we actually need the financial statements. And we need to know future payoffs. So we also need the future financial statements. But where we got the future financial statements? Actually, the only way we get the future financial statements is to forecast financial statements. There is no actual future financial statements, right? Financial statements only record historical performance. So we should forecast or project financial statement to value the firm. So that's step 5. But how we project future financial statements? We should learn what's the prior years or historical performance of a firm, right? We should learn what's the performance in the past or in the history of the company, so we can, based on the historical performance, to forecast the future. That's easy to understand. So we should analyze the performance in the past. To analyze the performance of a business, we actually analyze the profitability and the risk. That's 2 key factors or 2 indicators of a firm's performance: profitability and the risk. And we know in the future we're going to introduce the several tools for profitability and risk analysis. And all these analyses are still based on financial statements. And these are based on actual or historical financial statements. And don't forget, we're based on the financial statements. If the quality of financial statements is not high or is not good enough, so our analysis, profitability and risk analysis, is not useful. So we should also assess the quality of financial statement. So in this part, we are going to learn or review the definition of financial statement and its elements, and most financial accounting standards, and also some tools to evaluate the quality of financial statements. And the quality of financial statements and the firm's performance are actually determined by what strategies the company adopts. Different strategies will affect the financial statements and its performance. Or in other words, the financial statements, the numbers, and the profitability risks are outcomes of the strategies. So we should also learn the company's strategies. So that's part 2. So we also have multiple tools and methods to learn a company's strategies. So the next question is, why a company adopt a particular strategy? Actually, what strategy a company adopts is determined by the external environment. So that's the first step to identify economic characteristics and competitive dynamics in the industry. So we should understand these 2 factors of the industry where the firm participates, because the environment determines a firm's strategy. This is easy to understand. So right now you know the logic of these 6 steps, and through this textbook and this class we actually cover all these 6 steps.